like ass in your mouth, but not this time.
Welcome to the Regular or Menthol podcast where we discuss Kino movies. My name is Tate. My co-host here is Chris.
Hi.
Give a little thoughts on the movie, our experience. Then we discuss specific scenes that we like, followed up with a Kino rating. The movie that we're talking about this week, folks, is Point Break.
Ooh.
1991.
This is your movie.
Yeah, basically, this is my favorite movie. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that kind of thing about, hey, man, what's your favorite movie?
Why do you say that?
Because there's like a million movies that I like. It's hard to narrow it down as my favorite. But when someone asks me that, and when I think about it, the thing that pops in my head immediately is Point Break.
Why?
It just is what it is. Why? I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll get into it, but I can't specify really. I guess you know what it is, dude. It's the philosophy. Now, what a wild thing to say, talking about I don't know, I guess you would call it a cheesy action movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the philosophy, dog.
Well, why don't you tell me what this movie's about?
Well, I mean, Point Break is about 4 surfer buddies. They decide to start robbing banks as a way to finance their endless summer. Sure enough, the FBI gets involved in tracking them down and sends some dude named Johnny Utah in to infiltrate their gang in order to catch them. In the act, of course. Utah gets a little too close to the surfing guru, a leader of the bank robbers, and has to decide whether to arrest him or become him. That's what this is about. Now, what it's really about is being a domesticated slave.
You're not wrong, dude. We'll get into that. But this movie, I mean, it's ahead of its time when you think about it.
Dude, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Talk to me.
Nothing really. It's just business as usual. Working my ass off. Yeah, I mean, it's been a quiet week. I'm not really much to discuss. How about you?
Dude, this is the first day that I felt normal in like 2 weeks.
Interesting.
And
you were sick, yeah.
I was like sick with a mystery sickness, but today is literally the first day that I felt normal. And I woke up in the middle of the night and like didn't go back to sleep. But after that happened, I was like, okay, I'm good again. I feel like $1 million. Folks, dare I say it? I feel 10 feet tall right now and strong as an ox. You kidding me?
Yeah, dude, I get sick like twice a year. It used to be never, and lately it's been, I don't know if it's just sinuses. It's always when the seasons change. But I don't know, allergies, whatever. I don't even know, dude. I haven't been to a doctor in maybe like, I don't know, 12 years, 13 years.
Bro, same. Last time I was at the doctor was 2023, and I'm not exactly even sure why I went then. Just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, I gotta go to the doctor. Like, I might never be normal again.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling that way. Like a couple days ago, I'm like, I gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole thing now. So if you go to get a physical, you have to go to like a lab and get your blood drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with this process at all?
Couldn't tell you because I've been to a doctor in 13 years, man.
Oh yeah, dude. It's fascinating. So she's like, where do you usually get your blood drawn? I'm like, I don't, lady. I don't go to the doctor, lady. What are you talking about? It's a whole thing, like Quest Diagnostics.
Oh yeah.
You familiar?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even for a matter of me not wanting to go to the doctor because any specific reason. It's just, I'm like lazy.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make an appointment and just take time out of my day to go do that, but I probably should as I'm getting older.
Dude, they're trying to take us out. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm being poisoned by someone.
All right. Well, getting back to what's at hand here. Let's talk about this little backstory of this movie, Point Break. You film.
Like, okay, first off, when you think of Point Break, do you think of some high quality movie?
No. I mean, it's not I'll reference the phrase you always use, it's not Citizen Kane, but
Yeah.
when you peel back the layers, and we'll get into it, it actually is, it's got some layers to it. It's got some depth to it, this movie. It does.
Oh, yeah. I think about the fact that this movie, Point Break, is kind of like this meme, I guess, in recent years, like, Point Break, Johnny Utah, blah, 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 Bodhi, Point Break live and everything, right? The director of this movie is Kathryn Bigelow.
Okay.
Kathryn Bigelow, you may know, won an Oscar for Best Director in 2008 for the movie The Hurt Locker. So the person who directed The Hurt Locker is the same person that directed Point Break.
It's kind of wild. And Hurt Locker is a good movie.
Dark 30. Hurt Locker is a great movie, yeah.
I like Zero Dark. There was a lot of hype. There was a lot of marketing for that movie, and I watched it. That was Jessica Chastain in her at her height.
Right.
Right. But
you're going to say you're not into it?
It wasn't the best. I mean, one of those where
we got Bin Laden, bro.
Yeah,
bro,
right.
We got Bin Laden, dude.
Hey, we got Bin Laden. No, it's one of those where we always talk about movies that don't get enough marketing, fly under the radar. But that's one of those where I think that was way too much. And I don't know if they were trying to circle the wagons, with people get people hyped up. But yeah, dude, that wasn't anything to write home about.
I wasn't a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
And the best thing that came out of that movie is me saying to people, I'm going Zero Dark 30. Like people are like, what?
Yeah. So, but to credit, she's clearly a good director.
Yeah. She did a bunch of stuff. She was married to James Cameron at one point in the late 80s. Mm-hmm. She did a movie called Near Dark, which is kind of obscure vampire movie, and it's awesome.
Don't know that one.
It has like all the James Cameron actors in it from Aliens.
So is
three of that.
Is James Cameron helping her out on like the Quiet?
Well, I don't know. James Cameron was a executive producer of Point Break. So you're saying like she got her start because she was married to James
I'm not saying
Cameron,
that.
whatever.
I'm not saying that, but creatively, maybe he's giving her ideas.
Definitely an influence if you look at the different stylistically, the way it's shot and everything. And you could probably make an argument for that. I mean, a lot of our movies, at least early on, are the actors are poached from Cameron movies.
Just saying.
He's a producer and everything, but then again, she goes years later and wins Best Director. So I don't know.
Yeah. No. Great. Yeah. Good director.
Now, something I'll mention here, we love our Fast and the Furious, don't we?
It's one of those where do you think that's a universal meme? Fast and the Furious.
What?
Fast and the Furious, just lore. I mean, certainly.
I think at this point, dude.
Okay. Well, just making sure. Yeah.
I said at one point, I said on a long enough timeline, the Fast and Furious franchise will be better than the Star Wars franchise.
It'll certainly have more movies, that's for sure. But yeah, so we were at the beach and I sent you a text and my oldest brother's wearing a shirt that says tuna no crust. Remember the Buster. So yeah, I mean, we're big into Fast and the Furious. No question about it. But why do you bring that up? Tell me why you bring that up.
Because, Fast and Furious comes out in 2001. It's an unofficial remake of Point Break. It's not the same exact movie.
Not a lot of viewers know this. I mean, I'm sure a lot do, but for whoever may not know that, break that down a little bit, because I didn't really know this until I watched Point Break for the first time maybe 8 years ago. And when you draw the parallels, it's kind of alarming. So go off, King.
Yeah, it's many of the same scenes from Point Break are in the Fast and the Furious. Like when Johnny Utah goes to pick up Tyler in the diner and he asks her to teach him surfing and everything, right? And like that's the same exact scene as Brian going in to pick up Toretto's sister. in the Toretto's diner thing. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of starts the same way.
What'd you put in that sandwich?
Right. Well, and there's a lot of like just the same scene. So basically, Point Break is surfing, and then they were like, let's just take this exact same story and put street racing over it, and there you have it.
Is that
the relationship between Brian and Dom is the same kind of relationship between Johnny Utah and Bodhi.
Undercover cop? You know, he's infiltrating the crew. Yeah, you just sub in cars because that's what was hot right then, and surfing was hot back then. So, yeah, I agree. Is there any official or unofficial belief across the board with that?
Oh, it's pretty much everyone, I guess. Multiple. This isn't like I didn't come up with this idea.
No, I know.
Many people have said it and everything. Like, I had the Fast and Furious DVD, and on the DVD there's a director commentary, and even in back then, which came out like 2002 or something, even back then, the director talks about how this got referenced as a Point Break remake, and he says something along the lines of imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Basically admitting that, yes, this is the same story.
Well, isn't there any carryover with any of the crew for... Isn't that the case? I read.
In a strange twist, the cinematographer for the Fast and the Furious is the director of the official Point Break remake that came out in 2015.
There ye have it. Have you watched that? I have not.
I think I saw it once, and I was kind of like, this is ass, and I just kind of refused to acknowledge it as being a movie.
Makes sense. Many such cases.
It's like something that is so sacrosanct to me as Point Break. I'm just not going to accept an actual remake of it with these other goofy actors. I'm sorry, just not going to do it for me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like, have you ever heard of Point Break Live?
No, and I never did until you were talking to a buddy, Greg, that we work with, and you guys were, I guess it was coming through Philly, and you guys were talking about it. I don't think I may have just watched Point Break at that point and didn't really understand it. I kind of wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you.
Someone made a live Point Break, like, show, stage show. And the premise is basically
it's like theater.
It's basically like a theater show.
Was it on Broadway?
It should have been, because it's incredible. But the premise is that they think that Keanu's lines are delivered so monotone in this movie, that they just go out to the crowd and audition people in the crowd to play the role of Johnny Utah, because the idea is anyone can do it, you know? And me and my buddy Yule both auditioned, and we didn't get it. But some guy, some madman got it that night, and he was like really good at it. And it was just some random dude in the crowd. It was awesome.
Do you have to know the lines ahead of time?
No, they have it like set up where, I think they have like cards or something that have your lines. I forget how it worked.
Yeah. That's cool. That's dope. I didn't even know that part of it. I knew about the live, but that's pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who's, super into Point Break, like, may definitely make a point to check out Point Break Live, because it's actually awesome.
Yeah. We'll get to Keanu later, but he is, man, I'll tell you, it's a weird thing with Keanu as an actor. I like him, but he's got his flaws. I think he kind of, hit the scene when he was younger, kind of good looking, was a good action star, actor, whatever. Then the acting, I think, came later, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, dude. His delivery and lines,
it's pretty
so
wild.
Just bad. It's just like, like him and Dracula. It's just like, oh my God, bro, what are you doing? What is going on here? What am I watching? But he makes up for it with like his appearance.
Oh, he does, for sure.
You know what I mean?
He's just a good reactionary actor. I mean, he's got a good look. He can move, but I think as he gets older, his acting gets much, much better.
Yeah. For
He's
sure.
very fluid.
I mean, it's just the way his voice sounds and the way he delivers some lines where it's just like, oh boy. But I mean, what are you going to do? His drip is phenomenal. So he gets away with it.
In every movie. Yep.
Like one of the things while watching this movie, I think to myself, like, are you into bank robberies at all? Like, is it even on your mind robbing banks anymore?
You don't really see that on. You remember you used to see local news back in like the 90s and early 2000s, and you'd see some idiot on camera robbing a bank, and it's like, oh, he got caught. Shocker. You don't see much of that anymore. That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is. You could still use cash, so I don't know why people aren't robbing banks. The money's there, folks. Folks, the money's right there, sitting there waiting for you to take it. But it's like, what changed? Is it something with everyone having a camera in their pocket? Is it satellite systems? They have some surveillance technology we don't know about yet.
I mean, I think it's much, much harder to get away with a bank robbery these days. Much. Or
did they just stop? Did they just stop talking about it? Like, what if they were like, "Hey, we don't want people to know that you could just walk in a bank and rob it, and you can kind of just get away with it."
Well, I mean, you're talking. It depends, because if you're more out, Place Beyond the Pines is a great reference to robbing banks because they're out in the middle of nowhere. You rob those kind of banks, way less response. Now they're robbing these, and this is in this movie. Isn't it like downtown LA or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if it's downtown
brazen.
LA, but it's in the city. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's brazen the way they do it. They pull up and just park outside, get in, get out, 90 seconds.
Right, but they have a code.
Drop car.
They have a rule. Exactly. What you just said. 90 seconds, don't hit the vault. Very smart, very smart. You know, it could work. Especially back in, they're talking this is the 90s. So it's not current. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just one of those who thinks that nowadays with the cameras and the identification, they can follow your phone. It's pretty, you're going to slip up. 9 out of 10 times.
There's like an AI panopticon where cameras are everywhere, but you don't know what it's looking at. But the chilling effect of your behavior is that you're not going to do certain things just because you know that the cameras are out there. You know what I mean?
You know what I realized watching this movie is the way to do it is to be in close proximity to an airstrip, not an airport, an airstrip, right? Have the plane ready to go, and then DB Cooper it right out the back. Just jump out like they do here and skydive down. I mean, isn't that not genius? That's the best way to get away.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's tried anything like that. Maybe, we'll give it a try, but, I think about, like, is crime still possible? Or is it something where, like, it's just they're not bringing it up as much, so people think that it's not possible, but it's very possible still.
It's a good theory. I like it.
You bring up the Place Beyond the Pines, like that. There's the Friday Night Bank Robber from Bromont, PA.
No way. Oh yeah, you've told me this before.
This guy was robbing banks for like 30 years, dude. Successfully getting away with it, and you know that he used the exact same method as the guy from Place Beyond the Pines. Which was? He would get in a dirt bike and zip across some wooded area and just put it in a box truck. That's dope. The only reason he was caught is because he had a bunker out in Radnor that kids found with like stuff in it. And they were like, what's this? And then like the cops got involved. Like, this is the dude we've been looking for 30 years robbing banks. Holy 30 shit. Years? That's legit. Yeah, dude. Like, he was like this crew. Like, he had a code. He would jump up on the thing, the teller stand, and just be like, all right, give me your money, blah, 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 and zip out. And that, like, he was in and out. It is kind of genius when you think about it. Dirt bike and then throw it in a box truck, drive the other way. It's kind of smart. Yeah. The guy was like a mathematician and went to extreme lengths to figure out his path and everything. It's like, dude, imagine the balls it must take, though, to actually go in that bank for the first time. Well, Bodhi says it best. I mean, it's just, that's the ultimate rush. Ultimate rush. Ultimate high. Let's talk about the first time you've seen this movie?
I don't know,
With
man.
me?
Well, I think it was definitely after I met you because, you were raging about it. I'll probably give it like a 2017 era. But, yeah, you told me about it. I kind of balked the first time you said it, and then you kept referencing it. So I'm like, all right, I got to watch this movie. And, yeah, wasn't disappointed by any means. And then, I mean, you already told me about the tie to Fast and Furious. So I kind of thought I'm like, this is perfect. This is great. But I'd be more apt to watch the surfer version of it than Cars. So yeah, immediately I was like, this is great. Great movie. And I will say watching it back, which we'll get into, but watching it back made me realize more layers to it, so to speak. But
oh yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I mean, the first time I watched it was probably sometime, my dad rented it. I kind of forget. But I have distinct memories of seeing the commercial. I was in first grade or something at this time. I remember 91, I guess it came out, first grade. I remember the commercials coming on for the movies. You know how they advertise for the movies in theaters and whatnot? And they kept playing the scene where he's just like, I am an FBI agent. And me and my sister thought it was the funniest thing ever. So we just like kept saying it to each other over and over.
That's the best thing when you just repeat like a broken record. Me and my brothers used to do all the time with movie lines. We still do that to this day. My parents like hate it.
I feel like it was more of a thing back in the day because you'd see commercials for the movie that came on, and then they'd have some iconic scene in the movie commercial. Be like, oh my God.
Yeah. This one would have been an interesting, depending on how they made the cut, because it's like, you have these surfers, then they're like ex-president bank robbers. He's an agent running around. You have that raid with the druggies. It would be interesting to see how that trailer looked.
I want to get into it. I want to be a commercial guy, a guy that makes commercials.
I know a guy.
Just like cutting movie, like a 30-second promo for a movie. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
you have to cut.
That doesn't exist anymore, does it?
I mean, yeah, you have to, are you talking for movies or commercials?
Like a commercial for like movie theaters coming out.
Right.
Coming this Friday.
There's a whole marketing team you have to talk to, and they have their genius ideas of how it's going to, best way to get people over on it. And then they're basically probably the ones that I'm assuming would dictate what is seen and what's not. My opinion.
Yeah. Who speaks to you in this movie there? Who is literally you?
Utah is literally me. I would say Utah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. No one really stands out, but, his character generally tries to do the right thing, which I do. And he's a little late to the party, realizing what's important. I think, but always gets there in the end. It's kind of me, I guess. I don't know. I'd say Utah would probably be the best one for me. How about you?
I mean, I think Bodhi is literally me. Basically his schizophrenic kind of philosophy is, what I'm into. Yeah. And definitely. It resonates with me a lot. And honestly, I think Bodhi is kind of like a undervalued, literally me meme character in the world of like, literally me memes. I think that Bodhi kind of goes under the radar. Yeah. And he should be featured more.
I agree. Speaking of Bodhi, it's like, here we are again, another movie with God tier character names. Johnny Utah, Bodhi, the chick's name is Tyler. And then you have Gary Busey as Pappas, which the timing doesn't match up or whatever, but I want to believe it's a reference to Taz and Ben Pappas, the famous skateboarders from the 90s, but yeah, probably not.
I mean, what's more interesting, like, we talk about names and stuff, but it's like they're not getting this material from some book or anything. Some guy just made up this screenplay one day. Yeah. And I want to believe that there's some guy in Hollywood. They're like, damn, dude, we're really struggling with these names.
Yeah, right. He's the go-to guy.
Like, call up this guy.
Yeah.
He's our go-to name guy. And his whole job is just he comes up with insane names for screenplays. He's the Hollywood name guy.
He just comes up with all these, like I've referenced it before, just like badass ones, and then it's just first name Whap, last name Whap, done.
Johnny Utah sounds like a mix of Johnny Unitas and Joe Montana. I guess, you know, like he's supposed to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Ohio State quarterback. Like, imagine if your partner in the FBI, though, was some dude named Johnny Utah.
Be badass. It's like get character.
Be awesome.
Character name, is that your real name? I ask you this often in movies, but Tyler, I can't never remember that actress's name, but is supposed to be
Lori Petty.
Lori Petty, thank you. She's supposed to be this, you know, no care surfer chick. Is she actually hot? Yeah,
dude, I think that she is. Okay. But I
always just see the girl from you know, with A League of Their Own as always. I remember her from a lot, and 100%. I'm just thinking to myself,
Kit from A League.
Exactly.
It's so funny. Like I saw that you wrote this down, and I was like, dude, what? Like, let me see what she's in, because there's got to be some other picture of her with like long hair or something. And I'm like, I think I dig her in Point Break.
Yeah.
Her look in Point Break, I kind of dig, dude. Like, she's not Pam Anderson.
Right. But she's not meant to be. She's supposed to be the surfer chick. She's just works at some coffee shop or whatever. Yeah. I'm not dissing. I'm just getting your feedback on it.
She's kind of like one of the dudes in this gang.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except she's just Bodhi's like ex-girlfriend.
Right.
But yeah. Now, is she hot now? No. But she's like much older.
Well, yeah, there you go.
She didn't take the Hollywood cocktail of growth hormone and whatever baby's blood or whatever it takes to stop aging or whatever, like
adrenochrome or whatever it is.
Yeah, she didn't get on that plan, but you know, in this movie, I think she's hot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Central themes of the movie. Okay, let's discuss this for a second, because the central theme. This is an action movie. This is a cheesy action movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, there's a little bit more depth to this movie. And that's what just takes this to another level.
Yeah, dude.
And the depth is that Bodhi, played by Patrick Swayze, right? He's a man possessed with a zeal for life. This guy wants to live every second of his life.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's masquerades in the movie as this adrenaline addiction. It's like, no, dude. And you can tell by his philosophy that's later described in detail. But he wants to live his life as a free man, right?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Like actually living as opposed to sleepwalking your way through life.
It's a really good way of putting it.
Sometimes that gets messy. Now, like, am I saying that you need to be going out robbing banks in order to live life? No. You know, but maybe that's what it does look like. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it gets messy is what I'm saying. End of the day, though, we're all going to die eventually, right? It's like while we're in the game, we play the game.
Right.
We don't just, you know.
I think you said it best, sleepwalk your way through life.
Yeah, you don't sleepwalk.
But he is taking some enormous risks. There's no question about that. But yeah, I do like the way you put that, where they kind of masquerade. At least as the viewer, you see it for the first half of the movie. It's just like an adrenaline junkie. Then you watch the second half and he starts to speak more. And it's like, now this is a guy who's against the system. He's trying to teach Johnny Utah throughout this movie. And then what happens at the end of the movie? Johnny Utah takes his badge, throws it into the water. It's like, I finally get it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I finally get what this guy's talking about.
Right.
It's bigger than that, just the adrenaline.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that's one part of the movie where it's got this depth to it. The other part is there's this ultimate bro friendship going on between Johnny Utah and Bodhi, even with everything that they go through in this movie, where they're on different sides of the law. Nothing gets between these guys.
Right.
You know, almost immediately. we'll talk about it in a sec. But these guys become best friends almost immediately. Upon first sight, nothing's getting between these guys. Not women, not the law, not shooting each other's partners.
That's a good point. Yeah, shooting the partners. But it's when Bodhi does ask about who he is to Tyler. It's like, and he does reference, is he replacing me jokingly? Because he doesn't care. But you get that first sense of, he might be a little bit whatever, but then he's super embracing. Obviously, Johnny has to be because he has to befriend him. But yeah, they do a good job of evolving that relationship through the movie.
Right. And it's like, I don't know, you don't see that a lot, I don't think, in movies, is like this kind of friendship amongst dudes that supersedes kind of like everything else in the story.
Yeah.
They're fighting each other at the end of the movie. Yeah. They're trying to kill each other.
Well, they fight each other throughout the movie, but it's just they don't know who, they're quote unquote don't know who each other's, he has the mask on when he's running away from him. But yeah, they do duke it out. We'll get into that, but let's get into some of these scenes. Right away, they introduce Utah and you just get hit with this amazing dialogue. John McGinley's character, he's like, we stay away from drinking and smoking. And Utah says, sir, I take the skin off my chicken. It's just,
these lines, it's
such a good line. And then another one was when, they're going to Bunkers, they're going through Bunkers rap sheet, one of the guys in the raid. And Utah says he did his post grad work at Kino.
Yeah. Like such a quick line, such a quick response to hearing that.
I just want some of these insane lines that you have to actually think mildly about. And I don't know, they have to process in your brain to be used in like modern movies. That's all I want. That's all I
imagine if you show up to work your first day and your boss is like, yeah, I can see you're young, dumb, and full of cum. Like, what?
Exactly.
What the hell are you talking about, dude?
Yep.
What? The first robbery scene. Look, you got a couple of professionals here, right?
Yeah,
you got a couple guys. They show you immediately, almost right off the jump, that these guys are pros, right?
Yep.
They come in, they jump up, they control everyone. They're in and out, 90 seconds, boom. So what you're dealing with here is instructions on how to rob a bank.
Well, it's funny because when you think about that, to your point, it's a phenomenal choreographed bank robbery, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's wild because Busey has this, he divulges that he has this theory of who he thinks they are because of surfer wax. But you're not thinking that a bunch of pot smoking surfers, which is what Utah seems to think the stereotype is, are capable of doing this.
Right.
Which is kind of wild.
Yeah, these guys are really intelligent.
Yeah.
They've got the guts, they've got the willpower, they have the intelligence, and they just happen to be surfers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's breaking the stereotype perhaps of what the California surfer dude is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are military unit.
It almost comes across that way. But as cliche as it is, though, man, I love this whole young, old detective duo between Utah and Pappas. Like, Utah's the fresh, top of his class newbie. And he's like, the scene where he's like screaming at Pappas. He's like, we got to get our guy. He's like, then wake up, come back. It's just like, so you referenced before, he's just so over the top with his delivery. Yeah. And then you have Pappas, who's this like curmudgeon aging detective. He's like, I'm too old for this shit. I just love it. I love that between the two of them.
It is funny. It's like, it is kind of cliche at this point when you're watching Point Break, because you've seen it 100 times in so many different movies at this point. And I feel like it doesn't work as well in this movie. But it doesn't even really bother me that much.
Well, because it's almost like he immediately takes to Utah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He and it would be one thing if he had this aura, which I guess he kind of does, but I don't know. It's just, there's not enough time between where he just kind of, talks shit on him and then all of a sudden he likes him and he has his back and all this. It's just that relationship is kind of rushed, I think.
Yeah. And you're like, why do these guys care about each other so much? Not sure exactly, but, and like there's a scene where Pappas and Utah are, discussing their theory and everything. Mm-hmm. And what are they doing? Drinking a couple pops.
I noticed
what's the brand?
Yeah. Corona. I saw that product placement in there. Very nice. Nice touch.
I'm like, wait a second.
That's yeah.
Fast and the Furious too.
There you go, folks.
We're stealing everything from this movie.
You can have every beer.
Holy smokes!
You can have any beer you want as long as it's a Corona. Down.
Oh man, I mean, to get a little bit more into Bodhi's philosophy, I guess, is that his name is Bodhi, which I assume is a nickname. I'm not sure, but it's short. That's Bodhi. They call him the Bodhisattva, and that's like a thing from Buddhism, mm-hmm. where a Bodhisattva is like a guy who eschews leaving the reincarnation cycle. That's like the idea in Buddhism is you escape this completely insane reality and you ascend, right? And, but the Bodhisattva is a guy that comes back to enlighten others. It's a self-sacrifice type thing.
I like it.
Right? So like, you could tell Bodhi's character is a guy who's this like guru cult leader. Mm-hmm. He has that reality distortion field around him where he can get followers and everything.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
It's just like, even as like a span of like a couple seconds when you meet Bodhi on film here, a couple things are like established. Bodhi and Tyler used to go out. Right? Bodhi realizes Tyler, like Johnny, isn't jealous at all.
Yep.
This is a ascended master here, folks. You can see the friendship form between Johnny and Bodhi, where Bodhi respects Johnny Utah, and Utah is enamored with Bodhi. And it's like, what's going on here? Because like, yeah, Johnny Utah has to kind of infiltrate this gang, but he doesn't exactly know that this is the gang yet.
Right.
So I get almost like he's infiltrating the gang, but then he sees something in Bodhi that he sees in himself. He sees a kindred spirit in Bodhi, mm-hmm. almost immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, they just connect for sure.
Yeah, but it's like almost crazy how it's like not even like this woman is getting in between their friendship. Bodhi doesn't care. He sees a kindred spirit in Utah as well.
Bodhi also makes it pretty known that he's not monogamous, or he's not too worried about relationships, it seems like. I could be wrong on that, but what a wild thing though when they have that first kind of interaction and they're surfers and then they just start playing football on the beach out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then Utah catches the ball. It's like, hey, I know this. And he just he just tackles Bodhi into the wave. It's just,
that's a crazy.
Hey, we just got done surfing. We're a bunch of Cali dudes with long hair. Let's just start playing football on the beach.
It's so random.
Maybe soccer,
weird.
But I don't know about football.
And like at night too.
Yeah.
Right? Like playing football at night. By the way, when he goes and tackles Bodhi in the water, it's such a weird scene because he looks like they're running weird for so long. But also Utah tanks like 5 dudes on the way to tackle Bodhi. Like, go back and watch this. Like, this guy just crushes like 5 different guys. It's like, whoa.
Speaking of Bodhi, I just took note that it's just such a great character, man. He just comes across as, like you said, that's why I think it could be that whole Buddhism thing where he's just such a good dude. Like, there's no ego there. Doesn't sweat the small shit. And, I'm sure there's others, people always say, oh, only one person could play this role. But yeah, Swayze just absolutely knocks the cover off the ball with this role.
Yeah.
And his drip is top tier, if you notice throughout the movie.
So crazy, this drip. Dude, he's wearing a duster in one scene. I was watching this. I saw you wrote this down and I was like, dude, he's wearing a duster. He's wearing some kind of crazy pants that are like up to his waist, Turco Tuck style.
Yes. And he's got those like 3/4 wide crew neck sweatshirt things, like light sweatshirt. Dude, that's the look.
It's like a 90s drip with a little bit of his own personal flair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Just kind of incredible. The drip in this movie needs to be kind of steadied.
Oh yeah. Yep. But dude, I know we talk about unsung heroes a lot in movies, kind of the minor roles or sometimes even one scene or one line, but I don't know who you would peg as that guy. For me, it's Grommet. Grommet is the character that I think is incredible in every scene. Do you
Young
agree,
Grommet.
disagree?
That's
my guy.
Rad, because he's like, I don't know if he's actually Bodhi's brother. Like
He references him as his brother, but that could mean anything.
That could mean some kind of impersonal thing, like a Hulk Hogan, hey brother. But, you know, he has this almost admiration for Bodhi. And even at the end of the movie, at this campfire scene, he's like freaking out. Like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like, I say, but get out of here tonight. And it's,
well, that's why I like him, dude, because it's that, you know, he's going through just kind of the whole movie as this guy, the yes man, whatever. Oh yeah, party, da 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 da. But then you see some raw emotion out of him. He's like, I'm scared. Yeah. I don't care, Bodhi. This isn't a game. Like, I'm leaving. Which I thought was pretty.
By the way, probably is the right move.
well, there's no question about that. And I want to add a little fact of they're jumping out the plane, skydiving, and Grommet has on these like flippers that you would swim with.
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, it's so good. He has like a bathing suit and flippers on.
Flippers. I mean, why add that? None of the other guys have it.
That's got to be a personal touch that he just went with. That's his character, though.
So many iconic, just crazy scenes in this movie. They pack so much cheese in that you're almost like, this is so much cheese that I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cheesy that I love it. It's like one of those.
It gets over.
Shower fight scene.
Yeah, dude.
It does get over it. Like, just a reminder for everyone, Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, is just randomly in this movie as one of the meth surfers.
And the worst actor. He's like playing around with his hands the whole time, and it's just like over the top.
He makes this really goofy face where the camera pans to his face and he just does this weird smile, like, and like, why is he doing that exactly? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that scene in general is kind of wild because I think Utah's holding a surfboard and the one guy, he's hitting the dudes with it, right? And then I think it's, what's his name? Warchild. He just elbows it and breaks it in half. Which I don't know that would be possible, but obviously, you know, it's a movie. It's an action movie.
Warchild is definitely roided to the gills.
He's yoked. He's yoked. But I don't know about that. Those boards can withstand a lot. And he just like, he's already like kind of wrapped up, I think, or something, or he's like close to him and he just elbows it and breaks it in half. I'm like, all right. Sure. We'll go with it.
Back off, Warchild. Seriously.
Back off, Warchild. Well, dude, talk to me about the raid scene with that crew. I mean, can I get an actual loadout check here? Because there's a lot going on. And speaking of Warchild, what is this grenade launcher shotgun thing that he's shooting? Because it looks completely insane.
Yeah, I don't know what, I looked it up. I don't know what it's like. It's called a Sentinel Armed Striker. And what it is basically a semi-auto shotgun with a drum mag.
That's what made it look like a nade launcher. Yeah.
It's basically, if you look up a street sweeper shotgun, it looks kind of like that. It's these like weird shotguns that used to exist where they're just, you have a bunch of rounds in this drum mag and it's just a semi-auto shotgun. It's kind of,
I guess it's effective, but it's effective because I mean, normal shotgun only has 8 slugs?
Yeah.
Max.
So I don't know why they're not more popular. Maybe it has something to do with them not being reliable. I'm not sure. But you don't see them ever in movies or in real life, really.
Yeah.
Ever. So for whatever reason, they never took off.
Yeah.
Now, bunker has a fully auto Steyr AUG, which is kind of rad. So, if you're not familiar, Steyr AUG is if you ever watch Die Hard, Carl from the blonde-haired dude from Die Hard has a Steyr AUG in that movie, and it's basically a bullpup. And what's a bullpup? It's where the magazine is behind the trigger, so they can have it shorter, can have a longer barrel and a shorter thing. It's all silly nonsense, but it just looks like a space alien weapon.
Yeah.
But he just gets plugged up right away by Utah. Just takes like 3 to the chest. Boom.
Pretty cool scene, actually. And then the chick's like stabbing the dude. I think it's stabbed in the back like twice. Again, though, this is scene for scene very similar to Fast and the Furious. Yeah,
in Fast and the Furious, when they raided the Asian dudes, because Brian thought the Asians were the ones stealing the DVDs. It's the exact same thing in this movie, where Utah assumes these meth surfers were the ones, because he doesn't want Bodhi to be the bad guy because he's friends with Bodhi.
Toretto!
Same thing.
SWAT came into my home. Anyway, but I think one of the funnier things in this entire movie was the scene where Utah's chasing Bodhi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm critical just because, I watch movies and it's like, okay, a lot of that distance doesn't really add up, but it's hard to. I mean, they never really do from those old 80s, 90s movies, even movies these days. But he comes out of this house and he just turns left and there's Bodhi with a dog. He just throws it at him. And then the dog's seemingly trying to bite Utah, but then it just quick cuts to his foot and he like punts the dog. And it makes this barking, this yelping sound. I
don't know if he kicks him in the nuts or what.
I don't know, dude.
That is a straight up pit bull.
It is 100% a pit bull. It's just such a wild.
He just drop kicks this dog.
I don't know that you needed to have that, but it was funny as hell. I know that.
It was a very high paced kind of, frenetic scene where they did a really good job of the camera following this dude, and he goes one house through another house, jumps over a wall, jumps over a thing here. And I was like, damn, dude, that's a good chase scene right there. That's the way they shot that and everything.
Yeah, it's good. But my point is that kind of takes away from it, the whole dog thing. It's like, dude, you just didn't have to do that. It would have been a phenomenal chase POV, like you said, would have been cool, but so dumb.
So yeah, the interesting thing about it though is that these guys are the ex-presidents. So they have these costumes on and masks, right? Like now there's this dilemma of like, what does each person know? So like the ex-presidents know that Utah is an FBI agent, but they don't know that he knows that it's them.
Yeah, dude.
Because they're wearing masks and everything, right?
It's so very confusing. I can't, walk me through that, because I have a philosophy that Utah, right? They show up to his house, by the way, which is hilarious because he opens the door and Bodhi's there, just like, howdy, bro. Just the way he says that. And you can just tell he's just got this energy, but Utah doesn't know. Like, does he know that they know? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, they're intimately fighting in that scene. So he's got to believe that Bodhi knows that it's him. But does he know that he knows that it's him at that point, correct?
Yeah. Everyone, well, the only possible scenario is that it might not have been Bodhi, because he never actually saw Bodhi and his crew.
Right.
But he suspects very highly that it is, because he followed them the night before and then showed up the next day at the very bank where they were casing the day before.
Right.
So he's like, it's them.
Right.
And we're going to show up here.
Bodhi's thinking that, he's looking for robbers, but he doesn't know that it's us, because technically speaking, Utah never saw any of their faces.
Right. Correct.
So
Correct. So there's a dynamic here where Bodhi doesn't know whether Utah knows that those guys were them.
Mm-hmm.
And Utah knows that Bodhi might not be those guys.
Right.
But it's very likely that it was. So the tension is very high.
Yeah, that's
so
like to the point is, yeah, it's just extreme tension right there. And it's like, you can feel that. So it's a huge moment of trust here that he's going with these guys. They're asking him to come. It's like, I don't know where they're taking me, because there's a chance that they could just kill me.
They could kill him. Right. Now, just prior to this scene was the campfire scene, right? Which is, a very important scene that sets up the philosophy of the movie, where it's like, Bodhi's like, hey, it's not about the money. It's about us against the system.
Right.
And just prior to that, Grommet is like, hey, dude, I'm scared. We need to get out of here. And all Bodhi has to do is say this speech to him, and they show each one of their faces, and they're all like, yeah, we're back on board. We're back on board now.
It's true.
And so now, like, it's this whole thing. Like, he's like, all right, I know just what to do with this guy. Right. So they're not going to kill him, because I think Bodhi is actually really friends with Johnny Utah. He sees something in him that he likes. And I don't know exactly what that is. Zero hesitation mentioned earlier, but, he sets up this whole thing like, all right. And they do a good job in the movie where we're going to grab him. We're going to take him skydiving, and it's going to be like there's this tension now, because he doesn't know whether it was us. We know it's him, but we don't know whether he knows that it was us or not.
But it doesn't matter because before they go skydiving, is it before or after they go skydiving where he shows him Tyler being kidnapped?
It's after.
Okay, it is after. Okay, never mind. I thought that was before.
So, and it's like almost they get up in the plane and everything, and they're doing this whole back and forth. We're like, hey, take this bag. No, take this bag. Blah, blah, blah. Right. And then Utah doesn't know whether this parachute
is going to, open.
Is not going to open or not.
That is a very tense scene where you're like, okay. Because then Grommet chimes in. He's like, well, no, you don't want this one. He's like, this one will jerk your neck.
Snapper.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the end, Utah is just like, you know what, dude? I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't say that, but the way it comes off is like, are we going to jump or what? Like, he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Cause he's extreme, dog.
But then he gets Utah gets on the ground. He's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, he's got kind of caught up in the moment, caught up in the Bodhi aura, if you will.
100%. And in fact, the audience too gets caught up in it, because as soon as they jump out of the plane, the music starts playing, where it's this calm music and everything. And all of a sudden you forget that these guys just had all this tension a minute before that. Mm-hmm. All these guys are friends now in the air, right? They're all linking up in a circle and everything. Once they get down, they get out of the water, they're joking and everything, right? Mm. Immediately it goes to Bodhi taking them to the truck. Hey, I got to show you something. Insurance policy, right? And it goes back to Utah gripping him up on the neck and everything. But the fact that you, as an audience member, just forget almost for a millisecond that these guys are actually on two sides of the law, mm-hmm. and they're friends. It's like, again, the friendship supersedes everything.
Yeah.
In this movie, which is kind of rad the way they do it.
And then when referencing that, where they get in the back of the van, that scene, just god tier acting from Swayze. I mean, mm-hmm. This is the best acting in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's not meant 100%. To be a top tier it's an action movie, but you know me, I'm all about the like real peak acting. And I think that he just absolutely nails the scene.
Yeah. I hate violence.
Yeah. And he's not even
funny.
He should be pissed off that Utah's like gripping him up or whatever, but it's never an ego thing. It's never, he's a macho thing. He knows what's going on, and he just keeps laughing at Utah throughout the movie. Like, dude, you're going to get it. You're going to get it.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Cause he knows he's trying to tell Utah something. He sees something in Utah that, he respects and sees in himself. And he's trying to tell Utah, like, no, dude, you're going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
Even if I have to like do some crazy stuff to you, like you're going to get it.
But dude, this is the best part of the movie for me. It's like the last portion of it. He forces them to do the bank robbery with him. Like, this is where shit gets real for me. Like, that's.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me about this bank robbery.
I mean, dude, this bank robbery. So now they're going to bring Utah in on a bank robbery to basically, number one, mess with them. But number two, kind of get him out of the world of the FBI. You can't be an FBI guy if you're on camera robbing a bank now, dude. You're in with us, or whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. And by the way, it's an ultimate rush, ultimate high. You might even like it, right? So the bank robbery goes wrong because some dude's a cop, an off-duty cop, right? And he has a gun, and he goes like to shoot him and everything. Plugs up Bodhi in the vest, two in the vest, and turns around, just Utah's like, undercover, and he's like, nah, and just shoots him right in the vest.
Dude, let's talk about just I'm sorry to cut you off, but just the logic of this undercover cop. He clearly sees this old, out of shape cop who's on the ground with his hands behind his head, scared as shit. And he's like, hey, I'm a cop, back me up. Guy's like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. It's like, there's 4 guys here with guns, and they're shotguns and whatever. Loadout, check that. And then you have Utah. It's like, he doesn't know that he's a cop. There's theoretically 5 guys here. You're just going to shoot. They're like, you're not concerned about hostages? So then you have,
completely insane.
You have the lieutenant come in, freaking out. He's like, I got a dead cop here. This is all on you, Utah. But I would argue it's kind of that undercover cop's fault. It's like, bro, what did you think was going to happen? This is just not the risk you want to take in this situation. Let him track him down.
Yeah. He's trying to be a hero, dude. That's all it is. He's trying to be a hero because all the money's insured anyway. Yeah. No one's losing any money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
and look what he got for it.
The guy's trying to be a hero, and look what happens. He winds up shooting, the 2 dudes coming out of the vault.
Yeah.
And at this point, he has to reload, right? Mm-hmm. And I love this face. Bodhi gets up and like pulls his mask off because he's like, all right, this is out of hand. I don't even care about my mask anymore. Pulls the mask off.
He's going mask off.
Sees that going full mask off. Sees that he's reloading, immediately within a millisecond realizes what he has to do and shoots this cop in the chest and everything. And then jumps up and is just like with this face of pure rage, like, nobody fucking knows.
Yeah, dude. It's an intense scene for sure. But then you have, that's where you reference Grommet dying, and it's like, dude, I just was kind of pulled in a couple of different directions there when he's walking past Utah. It's like, okay, Grommet's like his boy, right? And at that point, I mean, he does pull back, and it's a nice touch where he just pistol whips him. But dude, I'm waiting for him to just shoot him because he's so pissed off. But again, like you said, he's enlightened, right? And he's not trying to kill if he doesn't have to. So he gets his point across by like, I'm disappointed, and you just pistol whips him.
Well, not only that, but
I was waiting for him to shoot him.
He needs to get away. Yeah. This is out of hand. He needs to get away, and he can't bring Utah with him.
Right. So
he needs to knock him out. Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah, so like, I think even at the end, he's still friends with him though. He's not going to let his friendship kind of get him put in jail.
Right.
But nonetheless, he will kind of still be friends with him even after all this. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So, like it goes to this skydiving scene. I mean, they catch up with him at the airport and everything, and they get in this plane. This is almost where you're like, dude, this is too much to accept. Like I just kind of accept it. Huh?
The shootout with Busey?
No.
That was just over the top. It was kind of.
That's like, yeah, it's kind of wild. First off, Roach gets shot twice, and it's like right in the shoulder and like right in the chest. How he didn't die immediately, I'm not sure. But once they get on the plane, you're like, oh, okay, this is what they're doing now, and we're getting to the end of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bodhi gives an incredible line where he's like, I know you want me, Johnny. I know you want me so bad. It's like acid in your mouth, but not this time. And he just jumps out of the plane and everything.
Great scene.
He throws his gun to the side. Utah looks at it and he just, without any hesitation whatsoever, just jumps out of the plane without a parachute. Now, is that too much to accept?
Yes. The answer is yes, because I thought about that as well. It's like, all right, well, if he ends up with Tyler and, she ever bitches at him one day about anything, he's like, dude, I jumped out of a plane for you. Like, I literally jumped out of a plane without a parachute. Small chance that I survive. Okay. So, leave me alone.
I kind of just distinctly remember when I first watched this movie, my dad was just like, this is what is going on here. He's like, I can't accept this. This would never happen. But he kind of lost his mind.
The idea being is he had been skydiving, days before that, weeks before that, if you will. And seemingly he's a quick learn, Johnny Utah.
Right,
so
right.
He knows that he can make that jump and he can get down there quick, tuck and get, make that gap. But yeah, skydiving one time and yeah, it's over the top, but hey, that's this movie.
Now, I just have to I have to talk about the end of the movie here. Okay. If they had ended the movie, they could have ended the movie. This is what Fast and the Furious did. They could have ended the movie like right here where Bodhi gets away and Utah gets the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be like, okay, like that was a good movie and everything. What happens to Bodhi? We don't know. What's left to interpret? No, they don't do that. Okay. They have this insane ending that is just glorious. Okay.
Are you being facetious or?
I'm dead serious.
Okay. Because the only thing that stuck out to me was when the cops escorting the bystanders and he has a trench coat and an Uzi. Like,
yeah, it must be an Australian thing, maybe. I don't know. This dude's just rocking an Uzi.
I don't know if you caught that, but I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so
100%.
observant of guns now in movies since I met you. It's like, I just saw that. I was like, all right, my bad, go ahead.
Where you're like, okay, so they referenced the 50-year storm earlier in the movie for like a split second. You're like, oh, they're coming back to this plot device here.
Yeah.
That's how Utah finds Bodhi, is because he goes to Bells Beach, Australia, because Bodhi's his whole life's about the 50-year storm.
Right.
Okay, Utah gets out of this car, it's pouring rain, and his drip is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
It's denim on denim. He's got a denim jacket and jeans, and he's in pouring, teeming rain. Okay, this is a vibe. This is an insane vibe right now.
What is that called?
What's
the Canadian tuxedo or something?
Canadian tuxedo, folks. You mentioned earlier, okay, the extra of the movie that we discussed is the guy on the trail here, right?
Which one? Because I have something to say about this.
There's two guys. There's two guys that I love in this ending. One is the guy, Utah is walking down the trail towards the beach. And he goes, anyone have been out? He goes, no one's been out. No one's going out. You gotta be fucking crazy, man. Throw a stick out there, man.
Dude, that's exactly who I was thinking, because I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, could they not have casted somebody from Australia with an authentic Australian accent? Because they're in Australia and he's obviously a local. I look it up. The actor's Australian. I swear to God. I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong, but it just does not sound to me like an Australian accent. It's just so weird, because I had to play it back because I was so curious about what he actually said, what the line was, and then I'm like, this is an Australian, and then the guy's Australian. But anyway, go ahead.
So I mean, like him and Bodhi, they get into it. They're fighting on the beach. Bodhi's not going to let Utah take him. But they have this friendly conversation before the fight, where, he goes, you still surfing?
Every day.
And that shows every day. That shows like, Bodhi's still kind of like friends with Utah, even after everything that went down. Right?
Well, he's
That being
saying,
the case-
did you learn from me?
Correct.
Did you take something out of our time together?
Yes. And that's like, but like that, he's still going to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like when Utah handcuffs him, they get in this fight and Bodhi's trying to strangle Utah underwater and Utah just handcuffs him.
Right.
And then he realizes, I'm done, dude. Cause now I'm handcuffed to this dude. I can't go surfing now.
Yeah, he's genuinely pissed about not being able to go surf. It's not about being caught. He's pissed because he can't catch this wave today.
Well, that's his whole life's about the 50-year storm, right? And it's, so, it's like, he pleads to Utah's friendship with him. Like, come on, dude. Like, my whole life's been about this. I can't handle a cage, whatever. And, Utah lets him go. Says, bye, con Dios and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
go with God.
The moment he finally understands like the lessons of Bodhi.
Yeah.
The philosophy, the mindset and everything.
And it reads too.
He goes out. Yeah. He goes out and there's like he unlocks the handcuff and everything. And there's like a split second where it cuts back to Bodhi's face and he's just kind of like taking him in.
Yeah.
It's like,
just like he did when he was going to shoot him, on the chase scene. He looks back and catches his eyes with him.
mm-hmm.
A true broman.
And then I just want to point out there's another hero actor. There's this Australian cop that runs onto the beach, like, you let him go. And then he's like, he's not coming back. And like, it cuts to the
away.
cop again. He just goes, we'll get him when he comes back in. And his face looks so distorted.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And then, so like, this is like the ultimate ending, dude. Utah walking away just launches his, badge into the ocean, symbolizing like he's done with the FBI and everything.
Yep.
Nobody Rides for Free, a song by the band Rat, a hair metal band, starts playing. Roll credits. Now imagine for a second, you're in the theater in 91 and you're like, you just saw Point Break in the theater. No one's seen it. It's the first time you're seeing it and that you're in a theater, right? Like you're getting hit with Rat and this insane ending. Like how pumped are you?
You're about to go walk through a wall. No doubt.
Yeah, dude. You're going 150 home. You're just losing your mind. Just like
drive to the nearest beach and go surfing, I guess.
100%, dude.
Well,
100%.
Another thing too, and the last thing I'll say is, they have that scene where Bodhi falls into the wave, but they have him going on those waves. So obviously it's a professional surfer, right? They must have on location shot those, but anyone listening, if you get a chance, check out some of these videos on YouTube where these surfers catch the biggest waves. It is terrifying. Have you seen these?
Dude.
Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Now
they take a what do they call those?
A jet ski. They take a jet ski. Yeah. They get them out there. But dude, oh man, they make these waves from this movie look absolutely puny. But if you get a chance, check those out. They're just absolutely insane. You want to talk about and a lot of, if you read on it, a lot of these dudes have died from those waves. But that's the Bodhi energy. Is like, hey, doesn't matter. This is what I'd rather die doing what I love. But that's here nor there.
Ultimate rush, ultimate high. Your Kino rating, sir?
For me, I guess I'll go 8.2. There's some cheesy cliche 80s aspects about this movie, but there's also a bunch of elements that I think are unique. I mean, like we talked about earlier, it's like the message of Bodhi, spiritually, being against the system, being truly free. It's powerful. And what do I always say about the best movies? It's a juxtaposition between two main characters, and that's what you have here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree with your assessment 100%.
Yourself?
Yeah, like I give it a 9 just because it's basically my favorite movie. It's essentially a cheesy action movie they managed to make so much better with friendship above all and Bodhi's spirituality. But like the spirituality, it's like the message is basically we're all domesticated slaves.
Yeah, facts, dude. Yeah. And they're saying this in 1990, which is kind of powerful. But yeah, man, good one. If you haven't seen it, folks, check this movie out. It's worth it.
Next week, folks, you think we're done with our Keanu? No, we got more Keanu on the menu. Speed. We'll be covering Speed next week.
Oh boy.
Stay tuned.
Catch you on the next one.